From up here, the ocean looks calm, a flat, endless surface stretching all the way to the horizon. But the surface is a lie. Beneath it lies the largest and least explored place on our entire planet. A world that gets darker, colder, and stranger the deeper you go. So let's go all the way down. The first 200 meters are called the sunlight zone. This thin, bright layer is where almost every ocean creature you have ever seen actually lives. Here, enough sunlight still reaches the water for photosynthesis. Tiny drifting plankton bloom in their trillions, and on that one foundation, the entire ocean food web is built. Coral reefs explode with color and life. They are home to 1/4 of all marine species, packed into less than 1% of the ocean floor. Schools of fish, turtles, dolphins. This is the ocean we know from photos and films, but it is only the skin of something vast. 90% of the ocean lies below this, in the dark. Past 200 meters, and you enter the Twilight Zone. Here the sunlight fades to a deep, dim blue, and then it begins to disappear entirely. By 1,000 meters down, the very last trace of sunlight is gone. From this point all the way to the bottom, the ocean sits in permanent, total darkness. But darkness does not mean lifeless. Down here, creatures make their own light through a chemical reaction inside their bodies called bioluminescence. Some use that glow to lure and prey, some to find a mate in the emptiness, some to flash and blind a predator, then vanish. In the deep, light itself becomes a language. And every single night, the largest migration on Earth happens here, as billions of these animals rise toward the surface to feed, then sink back down into the black before dawn. Below 1,000 meters lies the midnight zone, and the conditions here are almost impossible to imagine. The water is just a few degrees above freezing. There is no light at all, and the pressure is crushing, more than 100 times the pressure you feel at the surface right now. At this depth, the weight of the water above would collapse a human chest in an instant. And yet, life does not just survive here, it thrives. Creatures hang glowing lures in front of their own jaws. Others drift on impossibly long, fragile bodies. These are not monsters. They are simply life, shaped by a world we can barely reach. And from far above, a constant, gentle snowfall drifts down through the black. It is called marine snow, the falling remains of life from the sunlit world, quietly feeding everything below. Keep descending past 4,000 meters, and you reach the abyssal plain. Vast, cold, and utterly silent. Flat mud stretching farther than any desert on land. And then, in just a few places on Earth, that floor splits open into trenches that plunge even deeper still. The deepest is the Mariana Trench, almost 11,000 meters down. If you dropped Mount Everest into it, the peak of the mountain would still sit more than 2 kilometers underwater. The pressure down here is over 1,000 times that at the surface. Imagine balancing the weight of 50 jumbo jets on a single fingertip. And even here, at the very bottom, we have found things that are alive. Now here is the part that is genuinely hard to believe. We have detailed maps of the surface of Mars and the Moon, but most of our own ocean floor has never been mapped in that kind of detail. We have sent more people to the Moon than to the deepest point of the sea. The ocean is not just unexplored. It is the closest thing to an alien world we have, and it is right here on our own planet, which leaves one quiet question. After everything we have seen, what is still down there, waiting in the dark, that we have never found? If you could explore any depth of the ocean, how far down would you go? Tell me in the comments. And in the next video, we are diving into the strangest creatures ever caught on camera in the deep. Subscribe so you don't miss it.